Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, world. Good morning, world. A new day. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day out. My name is Philip Irby. Uh, I'm the creator of On the Inside, Looking Up to Get Out. And basically, this is a series of podcasts that expound on my prison experience. Um, yes, I am, convicted of various crimes. Um, I've done numerous prison bids, and now as a Christian, well, not now as a Christian, but as of 2007, when I gave my life to Christ, in the beginning of my federal prison time that I was doing when I got locked up for a federal case, um, I gave my life to Christ, and when that happened, basically my whole life changed. But this is a story about redemption, about giving back, about a changed lifestyle. I'm a veteran in the prison thing. You might can even say I have a PhD in prison because over a 30-year period, I spent actually over 25 years of my life in prison, doing prison time. I have over 25 years of actual prison time over a 30-year period. From 1987 to 2019, back and forth. I did 2 long stretches, 11-year stretch in the state, New York, where I'm from, as well as 11.5-year stretch in the feds. I went to trial in my case. I had a federal drug case, and I went to trial in that case. I lost the trial, and I got sentenced to 17.5 years, 210 months. Some of my story is on Spotify and Anchor, where I originally started at back in November of last year, when I first was moved to do the podcast. But those are all audio, and I'm still going to continue to do audio on those, as well as now video on YouTube and other venues that I can find. But basically, the motto is our story for God's glory. That's what it's about. Our story for God's glory. And I'm going to be talking to various people that I was in prison with, men that are Christians, that I've come across in my journey while I was in the federal system. I was in the medium facility, I was in the low facility, and I made my way to a camp, a minimum facility, in that 11 years and change that I did. And I came across a group of beautiful brothers, man, while I was inside the system, that are living for God and turned their life around, whether they was Christian before they came to prison, or they gave their life while they was on that present incarceration. But I came across a lot of good brothers, and I stay in contact with these brothers, and we got stories to tell. And like I said, it's our story for God's glory. This is just an intro. And I also want to extend this invite. The invite is for anyone who has ever been in prison. If you've been in prison before, whether it was just jail time, county time, state time, federal time, whatever it was, I want to extend an invitation out for you to get a chance to tell your story about how you dealt with the prison time, how you dealt with, going to prison, how your family dealt with it. Because when you go to prison, not only you go to prison, but your family is in prison with you also. Even though they might not be there physically with you, they're with you from a distance, especially if they're doing that time with you. Not just family, but friends and comrades and, associates and stuff like that. Everybody's doing that time with you when you go away and you go to prison. So anyone that has been in prison, I give you an invite to look me up. You can email me at philipod@gmail.com. And Philipod is PHILUPPOD@gmail.com. It's Philipod, like fill up with a pod on the end. PHILUPPOD@gmail.com. Email me and shout me out and let me know what you think about these podcasts, as well as if you're interested in joining the podcast system and telling your story. Not only I give the invite to the guys or the females that was in prison, but as well, I want to give the invite to the families and the friends and the members, associates, or even co-workers that used to work with people that was in prison. And then when they went to prison, how you felt about them going to prison, how you dealt with them as far as their prison time. You know, some people abandoned their friends. Some people stuck with their friends true and blue and stuck all the way through with it. You know, I got a best friend that did my whole bid with me, you know what I mean? And I was facing life as a career offender in the federal system fighting my case. When I lost trial, I could have got 2 life sentences on count 1 and count 3 that I lost the convictions on. And I went all the way through the trial, and the judge wound up sentencing me to 17 and a half years on both of those counts. But I could have got life. And if I would have got life, I would have been in jail forever. And, you know, I had people that was with me for the whole ride. You know what I mean? So you people too are welcome to join in on the podcast and give your side of the story, whether you've been in prison or you just went to go visit your friends that went away to prison. How did it feel to you to lose someone to a prison bid? You know, going to prison and whatever years or whatever time they went away that you was missing them. And you may have not went to go visit them. Tell your story. Tell what you feel. It may be children that's hurt because their parents went away to prison. I know I did it to my children. My children are hurt. I got a 44-year-old daughter. I have a 33-year-old son. And I have a 16-year-old daughter, as well as numerous grandchildren. And my kids missed me while I was away. You know what I mean? I have broken relationships with some of my children because of what I did when I went away. You know what I mean? Because when I went away, and I left them out there to fend for themselves. So these are just stories and different things that people have to deal with as well. I belong to an organization called Prisoncology, and I'm a board member on that organization. And as well, I'm gonna invite some of the board members and the founders of that organization to come on the podcast and talk about what we do in Prisoncology. You know, we're trying to do things and put things together to be able to amend laws and change laws and, you know, deal with laws to change things to make the prison system a little better, or sentences lighter. You know, just laws to change things of how people go to prison. As well as we got a component of Prisoncology that we deal with people that may have caught a case and they may get ready to go to federal prison. And we have a book that we're going to promote, we're going to put out, things that we're going to do to be able to talk to people that's getting ready to go to prison and tell them about how it is in prison, what they can expect and how things are going to be for them when they get in there. So just stay tuned. These are the upcoming things that's going to be coming along with this podcast. On the inside, looking up to get out. Again, you know, I'm always looking up. Even though I'm out and I'm not on that inside no more, I'm out, but I'm still looking up. Because my looking up, it's to my God, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. I look to him for all my help, for all my blessings, for all my guidance, for all my direction. He is my God. You know, so besides being my God and my Savior. So I'm always going to be looking up. And I ask you to join me in this journey to be able to help people that have went to prison, people that are in prison, as well as people that are on the outside dealing with people that are in prison. Let's grow together and let's learn how to shut these prisons down. Another thing is, I was just reading something that the governor of New York, Governor Hochul, the young lady, she's about to close 5 more jails and outstate jails. You know, they're trying to close some of these jails up. I remember when I was in the state system, we had up to like 70 jails, 72 jails as a matter of fact. And I think the highest number of inmates we had in the system was like 72,000. But now I think we're down to like 50-something thousand, maybe 54,000 or so, and we're still dropping. And we're down to 50-something jails from 70-something jails. So they are decreasing the prisons. But let's shut the prisons down, man. We need to be out in society, be productive members of society. And I ask your help and your input in these podcasts so we can see how it is in prison and we can see how to make things better for people not to stay there. And one thing we definitely not going to do in these podcasts, one golden rule is going to be is we're not glorifying prison. We're not glorifying crime. because I lived a life of crime for many years, but I don't glorify that stuff. I only talk about that stuff to show people how God delivered me from the mess that I was in. My life was a testimony, and God then gave me a testimony. So I have a story to tell, and that story is for God's glory. So, mind you, if you're coming on this podcast and you want to glorify prison, we're not going to do that on this podcast. If you're glorifying crime and the way of life of crime, we're not glorifying that. We're letting people know that it's real. That yes, crime is real, and some of us grew up in it from inheriting it from our family members, so on and so forth. But we're not looking to glorify it. We're looking to tell people about what it was, what reality, and how it really was, the truth about it, the downfalls, the pits, the pros, the cons, and all that, and let people know that that's not the right way to go. And I belong to an organization named SUV, Stand Up to Violence, that's under SNUG, the state-run program. And I talk to kids every day, and I discourage kids every day to put them guns down, the youth to put them guns down, and to live a life free of crime, because that's not the way to go. I know a lot of people that made enough mistakes, and none of them need to make these mistakes that we made. They can use wisdom and look at our mistakes and learn from our mistakes and realize that that's not the way to go. So just join us as we do this journey on the inside, looking up and get out. Our story for God's glory. Have a blessed day, and may God bless you.